So today is the 15th of October of 2014, and we got Bob Cook and his brand new bike here. Man, oh man, and it's like he's in love with this baby. Tell me about this bike, Bob.
It's a, what do you call it, when they put together a bike rather than buy one already assembled.
Yes.
Purchased from Dan on the east 3rd and Walnut.
That's a shop in town.
It's got one of the best battery packs for power and for sustainability of power. And heck, all I can say is I like this bike better than I liked my first car when I was a teenager.
Interesting.
Now that's, if you think about the context,
Yeah.
that's a powerful statement, because I loved that car when I got it.
Yes.
That was a big status symbol. This is not for status, however. I have moved into having a bike for transportation. I do not own a car, although
Good for you.
I have access to cars
Sure.
if I need to make long distance trips, various access.
Yes.
And so that's what makes it possible for me to make this conscious decision of the carbon footprint.
Great.
What it means to have a bicycle for transportation, for everyday transportation. And that's important.
Yeah.
Because I just, well, I'm leaving again to go join again. I have walked about 1,500 miles of the Great March for Climate Action.
Right on.
There's something about that experience that led me into, the only way I can explain it is to step outside of myself
Yeah.
and take a look at the truth of
Yes.
my lifestyle.
And would you say, yes, would you say that the Climate March sort of made you purchase this bike in a way?
It was a major factor in
It was.
leading me to that. Maybe I would have arrived at the same point at
Sure.
some time, but the march did set my brain in motion.
It was the catalyst.
That's right, about analyzing what does my transportation needs really require.
Yes.
Honestly, taking a look at that, you know, and I think we sometimes gloss over the truth of what we're trying to figure out.
Yes.
So anyway, it's a powerful piece of transportation, and I don't mean that so much in the power of the battery, although that's nice. I mean it makes me happy.
That's great. So is this like it's got a powerful motor and a powerful battery there? Is this something that you use mostly just up hills, or can you engage and disengage, and how does that all work?
And I'm still learning. I've had it about 3 weeks.
Yes.
I did learn I have to use the built-in the gear changer of the bike. This motor will change the gears on its own. I could put the power on 2. It goes from 1 to 5.
Sure.
And it would go through the gear changes automatically.
I see.
However,
holy cow, that's fancy.
Oh, however, it will use more battery power that way.
Sure.
And Dan, the man who put the bike together and is teaching me, said I needed to go through that, shift down when I come to a stop, you know. And,
I see.
it'll save on the battery.
Sure.
And it is a more deliberate kind of going down the road. Yeah. But yes, it's
Wow.
so.
You're happy.
Question.
You're happy with it.
Very.
It was brand new when you bought it, wasn't it?
Well,
no.
You know Rusty and Kay Martin?
Yes.
They gave me this bike about a month ago, 6 weeks. I was talking about.
So this was Rusty's bike.
Yeah. And he had it. He said it was extra. He brought it to me and took it down to Dan, and he built that.
I see.
Sucker. Now, you asked about using the power going uphill. Yes, I do.
Yes.
And I most generally will increase up to 3 or 4 if I see that hill come.
How young are you these days?
71.
71. Yes.
Which was another consideration when I say step outside of myself and take a look. I do know now what it means to grow older. But have concluded after walking as far as I did, I probably would have no trouble using this as transportation, and recognizing those signals when I need to
Wonderful.
have other source of transportation. But heck, climate warming aside, if people can honestly look at using something like this as their transportation,
Yeah.
it has a really nurturing, powerful effect on the human body and soul.
Believe you. Yes.
It moved me anyway into a little more complete worldview, and what we can do in it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Bob. And show me show me off that nice fancy helmet of yours
Yes,
there.
I love it. And I gotta tell you, I would have bought it if I seen it before I bought it. Anyway, but nutcase is what it says.
That sort of describes you entirely.
Yeah, it's the description of the character. I'm trying, because people who know me know
You're trying to grow into that helmet as well as you can,
the
right?
character of it. Yeah, but people who know me know I'm not nuts to be afraid of. I'm just willing to try those things that are renewing, but you don't know for sure if they're going to be until you really get into it. Just let me say, it's also putting it on. Now I don't know if I'll get this. Sometimes it just goes on so easy. It's a magnetic.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah.
You've gotten really fancy here. You're using just every technology thing you can possibly use.
Yeah, whether I know that I'm doing that
Do
or
you
not.
have a GPS on that bike too? Is that
No,
what I
it
see?
looks like one, but that's if I push this button up here, it turns it on.
Yes.
And then that displays the speedometer, the odometer,
your motor operation and all that
and
jazz.
and how much battery energy it's using as I go.
So you know when you're almost there, they need to recharge and all that jazz.
And the thing about it, you have to learn as you go, but
Right.
when the battery begins to go, it's probably going to go quickly.
Sure.
I mean, it's more quickly than what you think it might be.
Right,
You
right.
may only have 10 more miles. So
Yeah. Right.
So you gotta learn.
On a flat terrain, with you helping to pedal, and I know you don't have a lot of experience yet, but how far do you think you could go on this bike?
Without the battery power, or just normal.
Normal.
I believe after the experience the last 2 or 3 weeks, 50 to 60 miles. If I
Amazing.
conserve
Yes.
my going through the gears, paying attention.
And helping paddling.
Now, if I just I decide that I even want to use the 3 or 4 level power on the level, because you can do that, and
Yeah.
you get that kind of
Sure.
surge. Then we're going to look at 25 or 30.
I see. Sure. Well, wonderful. Any wrapping comments, wrapping up, final details you want to tell us about the bike?
All I can say is that anyone who is serious about analyzing who they are in this world in which we live, in this time of climate change, given you have the physical capability of moving on something like this, because
Right.
it's heavy,
Yes.
it's worth considering. You will be happy to get up and go if it's something that is nurturing to your soul.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bob.
Uh-huh.